in all of South America, each country has a different dialect slightly of Spanish. I mean, they all understand each other. The best way that I've found to explain it is like the difference between American English and British English. Like, it's the same language, it's just they have different words, like, you know, lorry, lift, trousers, and we have different words for all those things: pants, truck, elevator. So it's the same language, it's just different wording. In Chile, it's even more so a little bit. They have what they call the COA. So if you understand anything about Spanish, you know that there's the to form. It's como estás, no puedes, and it's, you know, pretty straightforward. But in Chile, at least like those who don't speak perfect Spanish, they'll start speaking in the COA, and instead of saying como estás, they'll say como estáis. And instead of saying no puedes, they'll be like no podí, and they just like add e to the end of everything. And it was interesting to like try and make sense of that, because there were some things that they say that are almost the exact opposite of what Spanish should be, and so they it made no sense in my head when I heard it the first time. And it like took me several times of hearing the same phrase over and over again to be like, oh, that's what they mean by that. And they use animals to describe lots of things. Like in English, they'll say people are like pig-like, they eat like a pig, but they'll also be like, oh, that guy is echando la yegua, which is like throwing the jaguar, which means he's just sprawled out being lazy all day. To be a rooster is to be really, really cowardly, and they just used animals to describe people so much. No, it's like old McDonald's farm, really. They just use animals in every description. They speak really fast. Like the Spanish they teach you in the MTC is not the Spanish you will be speaking. They speak really fast. They drop their S's a lot of the time, and their D's. So, you know, instead of saying más o menos or estoy cansado, it's oh, más o menos, más estoy cansado. Like, it's just like almost mumbled, and you have to lean forward and think like, wait, what? Can you repeat that for me, please? And so the language is kind of difficult, especially when you're speaking with more common folk. Because like the lower down the social ladder you go, like the worse it gets. Just a fun fact: the biggest insult you can give somebody is calling them a big egg. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's terrible in Chile, but I just think it's funny. Like, my companions and I, when we get together nowadays, like, we'll be speaking in English and call each other a big egg, and we'll just laugh. But in Chile, like, that is a terrible insult. So don't ever call anybody a big egg.